What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Fire Sports Takes podcast. Sports Investing 101 going on YouTube for Wild Card Weekend. I've been on an absolute tear in the NFL. For all of my bets that have been settled in the month of December 2024, straight bets for the NFL, you're seeing an ROI of 17.7%. That is real. That is real. 17% ROI. That's almost as good as the S&P 500 did this year in one of the best years it's had in a very long time. That's almost double what the S&P 500 does on an annual basis. Average. On an average annual basis. Almost double. No, it is double. I do this. I have about close to 20. I haven't counted all the plays yet, but 20 plays in an absolute loaded slate. I have just straight bets, money lines, spreads, some player props mixed in, some totals. We got everything. We have absolutely everything. There's no better way to start this off than going in chronological order. So let's just absolutely dive right into it. First game, wild card weekend, Saturday, Chargers, Texans. My best bet of the weekend is in this game. My best bet of the weekend is in this game. And for those of you wondering, yes, the punishment picks are back. For those of you wondering, maybe new to the program, punishment picks I've done in the past. I jumped in a heroin river in middle of January last year when the Chiefs beat the Ravens. I was on the Ravens. The whole shtick is all these sports heads just get on and yap and talk shit. They don't know what they're talking about. They can just spew bullshit out of their ass, left, right, and center, like that guy Nick Wright talking about how the Patriots should trade Drake May, draft Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders and sign and then hire Deion Primetime Sanders as their head coach. Nick Wright's an absolute clown, but he can just say that for America to listen to without no repercussions at all. That's not what we do here. I've been blabbing all NFL season long. It's time that I put my neck on the line, take some accountability for how I feel in my heart, my ball knowledge, put the accountability to the test. What better way to do that than in the betting markets? It is Chargers -3 versus the Texans. If you want to know what the punishment is, make sure you go and follow Fire Sports Takes on Instagram because it's a big one. I've also gotten darts thrown at my hand, holes all over them. What else have I done? I put lemons in my eyes. I've had eggs thrown, pegged at me. I think it was something like 15 eggs pegged at me. What else have I done? I don't know, but you guys get the point. Cinnamon challenge, done it. You guys get the point. We don't fuck around. Accountability season is back. It's NFL playoffs. Time to put my ball knowledge to the test. It's all Chargers. It is all Chargers. It is all Chargers. Chargers first half, it's -0.5 point. And then Chargers full game, -3. The Chargers have the better defense, maybe not in yards per game, but in terms of scoring, they allow less points than the Texans. The Texans against teams above 500 this season, 1-5. Every single loss came by at least 3 points, and they did beat the Bills. Josh Allen did not play well. That was his worst game all season long. I think that was it was a fluke. It was before Josh Allen really started hitting his stride. And the Texans were up like 20-3. Nico Collins gets hurt. The Bills almost come all the way back. Sean McDermott, absolute horrible game management at the end of that one as well. The Texans are the worst team in this playoffs. The Chargers are due. Justin Herbert is due for a playoff win after the catastrophe that was I think it was like 28-3. No, it was like 20. It was Justin Herbert is due for a playoff win after the absolute catastrophe that was against the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence a few years ago. That was with Brandon Staley. Harbaugh doesn't let that happen. It's all Chargers. Better coach, better quarterback, pretty even defenses, better scoring defense at least. And I think offensively, they are better as well. CJ Stroud's one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league this year. He's in a down year. It's only Nico Collins out there, and his wide receiver too, like Xavier Hutchinson. Like Tank Dell's out, Stephon Diggs is out. Joe Mixon their offense has been the most productive when Joe Mixon has been running the football. The Chargers have a middle of the pack run defense. Nah. Give me Harbaugh. Give me Herbert. And the Chargers will be going to Arrowhead to lose to the Chiefs in the divisional round. It's all Chargers -3. That is the best bet. Go to Fire Sports 6 on Instagram to see what the punishment play is. Not too much in that game. We go to the second game of Wild Card Weekend on Saturday. Rivalry game. Steelers-Ravens on Amazon Prime Video. I'm not touching any points in this one. Not touching a total. There's one man. His name is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry to score 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 100 rushing yards. Derrick Henry, 110 rushing yards. Derrick Henry, 120 rushing yards. Derrick Henry, 130 rushing yards. Derrick Henry, 140 rushing yards. Laddered all the way up to 170. I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you. They've slowly been ramping him up all season long. He started the first 14 weeks, averaging just 18 carries a game. Still a lot. Over the last 3 weeks of the season, to really get him up to playoff speed, he's been averaging 23 yards a carry and 149 yards per game. Last time he played this Steelers team in Baltimore a few weeks ago, I think it was week 15, 160 on their heads. Derrick Henry, with probably the best team he's ever been a part of, where he doesn't have to all the way backpack because he has Lamar Jackson back there with him, other than Ryan Tannehill. You don't think this guy's going to be an absolute man on a fuck? Okay, real quick, I got a little bit fucking fired up, if you couldn't tell, and I was banging on my desk. Fucked up my microphone. Fucked up the camera. It is what it is. We got it back and going. I just want to apologize for the slight technical difficulty. Amateur podcasting there from D-Sock. That one's on me. Gotta be better, but fuck am I fired up. It's all Derrick Henry. Back to the regular schedule. I just got so excited my camera turned off. It's all Derrick Henry in this one. That's the only play. Derrick Henry, 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry ladder his rushing yards from 90 to 150. I'm tempted to take Boswell over field goals, but it's at 1.5 at minus 120. I think that's a great bet, but he's listed on the injury report as questionable. Don't want to bet on an injured kicker. Not a good idea. Derrick Henry rushing yards against the Ravens. Don't touch the spread in this one. It's Ravens Steelers. These games are always close for some reason. I mean, if a gun to my head, if I had to, I'd take the Ravens just because I think they're a way better football team. The Steelers are unraveling a little bit at this point, but it's a rivalry game, playoff game. Tomlin's going to be coaching for not his job, but a lot of Steelers fans are calling for his head since they haven't won a playoff game since 2016. I think it could get ugly for the Steelers in this one. I really do, but just because it's Ravens Steelers, I'm not ready to put any money either which way on the spread or a total. If I had to pick a total, I'd go the under. Obviously, Ravens Steelers, you always pick the under in Ravens Steelers. But I just don't like it. I don't like anything other than Derrick Henry rushing yards in this one, to be quite frank with you. That's all it is. You don't have to ladder if you don't want to, but 100 rushing yards at like minus 120, hammer that all fucking day long. Okay. Next game in the slate. Hold on, I gotta take a deep breath here. Derrick Henry just fucking fires me up, especially playoff Derrick Henry. Remember when he went into Gillette and ran all over Tom Brady? All over. Ended that fucking schmuck's career in New England. All right, Broncos, Bills. This one's pretty short and sweet, to be honest with you. The Bills are a very good football team. The Bills have the highest turnover percentage in the NFL defensively, which is the amount of drives their opposing offenses, the percentage of drives opposing offenses turn the ball over. They have the highest in the NFL. They create more turnovers than anybody in the NFL. Bo Nix, rookie quarterback in the playoffs, going to turn the ball over. On top of that, they turn the ball over the second least in the NFL. They have the second lowest turnover percentage on offense, which is end of offensive drives that end in a turnover. Second lowest. They're just a better football team. Josh Allen's playing the best football of his career so far. I cannot see this team getting denied. The Bills tend to blow out inferior opposition. Don't mix it up. The Broncos are inferior opposition. Good defense, not good enough to stop Josh Allen. The Bills turn the ball over a lot. They take care of the football. They're just a good recipe. They have a recipe for a dominant football team and a dominant win. Bills minus 8.5. Lock that in. Bills first half minus 5.5 for them to be winning by a touchdown at the end of the first half. I love that. I think they'd be up 2 touchdowns by the end of the first half. Give me Buffalo. Turn the ball over the second least out of anybody in the NFL. They create turnovers at the highest clip in the NFL, going up against a rookie quarterback. And experience does matter. There's not a lot of guys on that Broncos roster that have been in the playoffs before. When these Buffalo guys have been, they're there every year. They played in AFC championships and they've hosted playoff games before. Bills Mafia is going to be loud. They're going to be active. It's not an easy place for Bo Nix to go into and keep this game tight, especially with the way Josh Allen has been playing. Sean McDermott, veteran coach, he's been there for almost a decade now in the playoffs. It seems like probably half a decade at least. He's been there. He's done it. This Bills team, experience matters come playoff time. Great season for the Broncos. Great season for Bo Nix. The Bills are just too good. They're too good. I like that they put this game at 1 o'clock so I can fuck around early Sunday, and I don't really have to completely lock in, but I will be. That's all I really like in that game. Nothing too crazy. The touchdown scores in that one, there's not really any value. James Cook's minus money. Josh Allen Rumlin's in minus money. And then the next closest Bill's like Khalil Shakir at plus 220. It's really a crapshoot to guess what Bill's going to get in. If you had to choose a Bronco, it'd be Cortland Sutton, but even then, I'm just not too positive in taking the Broncos to score a lot of points in this one. I really don't think so. I could be wrong. Sean Payton could have a masterclass. Highly doubt it. All Bills in this one. Packers, Eagles. The best bet in Packers, Eagles for me, there is none. I hate this game. This is the part that I've been preaching since I've started making these episodes, these sports investing episodes. If you don't like something, do not take it. That being said, we're going to get to around 4 o'clock on Sunday, and I will be betting on the Green Bay Packers. But I'm not a good gambler. This is a classic do as I say, not as I take that back. I'm a fucking fantastic gambler. But in this instance, I'm being a bad one. This is a common do as I say, not as I do instance here. I like nothing in this game. There's guys scattered all over the entirety of both injury reports. Jalen Hurts is still questionable in concussion protocol as I record this on Thursday, unless some news broke that I didn't see yet. Jordan Love, he got pulled. He's going to play, but he got pulled last week because of an injury. Christian Watson's done for the year. There's just a lot going on in this game. In Philly, I think the Packers could keep this close for 2 reasons. They have the better coach. They have the better quarterback. Other than that, though, they're worse at every single other position. Jair Alexander's not playing as well. As much as I want to believe that the Packers can keep this game close because they played great. They overachieved last year in the playoffs, dominating the Cowboys in the wild card round and then playing a very close game with the 49ers. It was just the 49ers came back, Dre Greenlaw interception by Jordan Love to close that one out. I think they overachieved last year. And for that reason, I think this team will be ready. I think Matt LaFleur is one of the better coaches in the NFL. So I will be sprinkling lightly Eagles or Packers plus 4.5. But I hate this game. I was looking at the props. Not a single thing stood out to me. If you really want to bet, Saquon's probably the safest option because he's been an absolute beast. I think this is his second playoff game for Saquon. That's really all I like in this one. I don't want to dive really into it. There's just nothing I like. Nothing jumped out at me. I'm not going to force anything. I say that now on Thursday at 4 o'clock. Sunday rolls around, I'm going to have so much action on this game, probably. But as of right now, there's nothing I like. Don't force it. My favorite game to bet on, Buccaneers, Commanders. Now, this next bet, you guys are going to think I'm absolutely crazy, but it's always been Frankie Louvu over 2.5 or over 0.25 sacks at plus 215. This guy had 8 sacks as an off-ball linebacker this season. Most of the time, he's an off-ball linebacker. 8 sacks. You're telling me Dan Quinn in this defense, Dan Quinn's had this defense overachieving all season long. You're telling me that he's not going to draw something up for Frankie Louvu, the guy he's been sending blitzes on all season long? You're absolutely crazy. He doesn't even need a full sack. He needs half a sack at plus 215. 100% worth a sprinkle. That is close to one of my favorite plays all weekend long. It's Frankie Louvu, Jets legend, Panthers legend, one of the most underrated linebackers in all of the NFL, having a fantastic year. Has 8 sacks as an off-ball linebacker. He reminds me of prime Bart Scott on those Rex Ryan Jets defenses. Just send to the house. Great blitzer, great player, underrated linebacker. Frankie Louvu over 0.25 sacks at plus 215 is one of my favorite bets for Wild Card Weekend. Did I stutter? Okay. Other stuff I love in this game. I love the over 50.5, and I love Commanders plus 3.5 on DraftKings. Right now it's 3, so I'm buying the half point. I love the over. 2 defenses. Statistically, the Commanders defense is actually top 3-4 against the pass in terms of passing yards allowed. They're not that good on paper. If Marshawn Lattimore's playing, that definitely helps, but it's Mike Evans. We know how they go back and forth. Mike Evans usually wins most of the time. I think the veteran in a situation like this in the playoffs will be able to keep his composure and not get fucking ejected. That's not the point, though. The point is, on defense, this Commanders secondary is the weak point. And on defense, the Bucs have a bottom 10 defense against the pass as well. Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield, absolutely brilliant seasons. I think they're going to go head-to-head. I think we're in for an absolute special quarterback. Do I love the over 50.5? And I love the Commanders to keep this game close. I would sprinkle the money line, but 3.5 is just the sexiest spread to take for an underdog ever, especially in a game where you think it's going to be high-scoring back and forth. Give me 3.5. And because I think there's a lot of points going to be scored, let's sprinkle 2 of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike Evans and Terry McLaurin. Not parlayed, take them straight. Anytime touchdown scores at plus money. Love that all season long. Terry McLaurin, 12 touchdowns this season. Career year for Terry. Finally get him a good quarterback. He's going to get in the end zone. Jaden Daniels' favorite red zone target. Terry McLaurin, anytime touchdown score. Mike Evans, anytime touchdown score. Same thing with Marshawn Lattimore on him. I think he's going to want to say something. They haven't seen each other yet this year. Their heads are going to be butted. They're going to be bashing skulls. Mike Evans usually gets the best of him. Baker Mayfield's favorite target in the red zone. Jalen McMillan also worth maybe a sprinkle, but I'm not adding that to my bets yet because rookie in the playoffs lights might be too bright. I'm going to put my money on the seasoned vet with 11 straight 1,000-yard 1,000-yard receiver seasons. Horrible English for him to get in the end zone as well. And now I also love Zach Ertz, 5 catches at plus 130. Todd Bowles loves to send the house, loves to send the crib. He does it the 5th most in the NFL. His blitz percentage is the 5th highest in the NFL. Zach Ertz has been the security blanket in terms of moving the chains for Jaden Daniels all season long. Terry McLaurin's been more of a big threat guy. And I think in a game where it's a lot of young talent, a lot of guys that haven't really played in the playoffs a lot, I think Terry McLaurin only has 1 game in the playoffs. You're going to be leaning on that guy that's played in the Super Bowl in Zach Ertz to kind of keep those chains moving. 3rd and 8, you need to pick up a first down. They're going to send a lot of coverage to Terry. They might send the house, quick dump up the seam. Zach Ertz, he's going to need to get the ball out quick. He's going to need to get the ball out quick because of the pressure Todd Bowles is going to send, and Zach Ertz is the perfect guy to be on the other end of those quick release passes by Jaden Daniels. Give me Zach Ertz, 5 catches at plus 130 as well. Give me the veteran. Been there, done that. Played in the Super Bowl. I love all of those plays. I think I nailed all of them. I have a lot of bets in that game. I love that game from a betting standpoint. I think that's going to be the best game of the weekend. Besides, Monday night, what a way to end it. Vikings, Rams. This game's too close to call. Way too close to call. So I lean Rams just because they've been there before. Sam Darnold's first playoff game didn't look good, but I'm not touching it because I do think the Vikings have a better team on paper. It's just McVay Stafford gets me fucked up a little bit. But I love the over, 47.5. Absolute smash on that. 2 top 10 passing offenses. The Vikings blitz the most in the NFL. You can't do that against Stafford and McVay. They're going to expose them. That ball is going to be fucking flying out of Stafford's hands. I expect Kupp to get over 4.5 catches. I was leaning Puka, but 7.5 is a lot. I might also throw a light sprinkle on Puka Nacua receptions as well. I think there are going to be a lot of completions in this game. I think it's going to be back and forth, high scoring. Stafford's going to have to throw the ball. He's got 2 of the best weapons in the NFL with Kupp and Puka on the outside. I like Kupp's receptions a little bit more because I think at this point in both of their careers, Puka's the alpha in that wide receiver room, and I think Flores is going to shade more coverage his way. When he's sending the house, Stafford's going to look to his previous go-to guy, Cooper Kupp. 5 receptions, locked it in. I like Cooper Kupp touchdown as well. I think it's just more value than Puka's. And believe it or not, the Vikings have a bottom 3 pass defense in the NFL. They get beat a lot over the top. Not surprising when you send the blitz as much as they do. So Vikings have the highest blitz percentage in the NFL. The ball's going to be coming out fast. I think that benefits Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua in terms of receptions. I would also look at Matt Stafford's completions. I'm not exactly sure what it is. And I love the over 47.5 in Rams Vikings. That will do it. I think I have every bet on my bet slip. I might not, but I'm going to try and go through it one last time. We'll go in chronological order. Chargers, Texans, Chargers -3, Chargers first half, -0.5 the point. And then Steelers, Ravens, it's all Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, 2 touchdowns. We're laddering Derrick Henry's rushing yards, 90 rushing yards, 100 rushing yards, 110 rushing yards, 120 rushing yards, 130 rushing yards, 140 rushing yards, 150 rushing yards. Ladder all of those. It's all Derrick Henry. Zay Flowers is out. They're going to lean on this run game heavily. In the last 3 weeks, he's averaging 24 carries. In the previous 14 weeks, he's averaging 18 carries. He's averaging 150 yards per game in those 3 games where he's averaging 23 carries. He put up 160 on the Steelers last time he played them a month ago in Baltimore as well. It's all Derrick Henry. It's all Ravens. Maybe not all Ravens. It's all Derrick Henry. Anyway, next game. Broncos, Bills. Nice and easy. Bills first half -5.5. Bills spread in its totality at 8.5. Packers, Eagles. Nothing. Fucking nothing. I don't like anything, so don't take it. Commanders, Bucks. Frankie Louvu half a sack, +215. Mike Evans, anytime touchdown. Terry McLaurin, anytime touchdown. Commanders +3.5. The over 50.5. Zach Ertz, 5 receptions, 130 yards. 6 plays in Commanders, Bucks, all winners. Vikings, Rams, over 47.5. Cooper Kupp touchdown. Cooper Kupp over 4.5 receptions. Those are the plays. Happy wild card weekend. Those are the best bets. Those are the picks you need to be locked in. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, follow, and most importantly, tail. 17% ROI in the month of December on straight bets. That is double what the S&P does annually on an average basis. I'm better than the S&P 500. Lock him in.